Week 1 of the Regal Draft League's reboot season is finally here. The time for talk is over. Now everyone has to put up or shut up. The debuting Paldea Prankster have unfortunately been handed an incredible challenge to start the show, as they face the former two-time league champions, the Orlando Oshawots, coached by none other than our evil overlord, Chairman Otter. I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. I've barely played VGC in 6 months. I got really excited by the release of Champions, and then got bored of MA after a week, thanks to facing the same team over and over and over again in Ultra Ball. Since MB dropped, I've got in some good practice actually. I did a couple of really fun laddering sessions with Eric Rios's Mega Venusaur team, but that was like 3 2-hour sessions leading up to this match. And this week my ADHD brain has been mostly deciding to shiny hunt in Pokerogue, because there was a really cool new update and a massive shiny odds boosting event. Oopsie. I say all this because I have to face reality. Otter is a multi-time league champion, and honestly, one of the best players and team builders in the league. That being said, I've also had some of my most fun matches against him, and always tend to learn a hell of a lot from them. As much as I hate losing, when the battles are enjoyable and I learn something, it's a lot less painful. Enough glazing though, let's get into the matchup. I want to start by saying I take back everything I said about Otter's team in the power rankings. This honestly is devious. There is so much hidden tech and depth to this squad that you just don't see until you start prepping for it. I don't think it's up there with the top teams in the league, and I do still think there's some wasted points here, but there's a lot more purpose behind those picks that don't really come to light until you start digging into it. And to top all that off, I have an absolutely abysmal matchup into it. Mega Titar is so incredibly bulky, and made even bulkier by the sand, which my team struggles to take away. Sure, I can set sun with whims, but I've got no sun abusers, so it's just setting the sun to set the sun. That sand not only makes Titar harder to kill, but it also enables the real terror into my squad, Excadrill. Even without the sand, this horrible little rodent goes stupid into my team. Mega Guardi gets obliterated by an Iron Head, and Earthquake just straight up deletes a King Gambit, Terra Ledge, Toxicroak. So that's almost half of my team that I can't let sit in front of just one Mon of his. And in total, that's just 2 of his Mons covered. Add in Sinister to heal that chonky Mega back up, Arcanine to throw out Will-O-Wisp into my physical attackers, and snarl down my special attackers, Mr. Rhyme to fake out, set Trick Room, spam ice damage into my Garchomp, Whims, Superior, or take an entrainment from Mega Howlucha and Sheer Cold. I'll keep some of the other stuff I found to myself to not ruin everything for Otter, but I think you get the idea though. This week's prep was an absolute nightmare. I could not cover everything, so I had to come up with a couple of things I really thought he'd bring and shut those down while still being able to let my team shine. two biggest scares for me were obviously the entrainment tech. That has to be respected. And how Lucha is a strong offensive mega, even without an ability. Close combat and Brave Bird from this thing hurt. Finisher, I feel, is another key piece for him here. Tyranitar being able to shrug off an attack from any of my offensive pieces and then heal a ton of that damage back, it's so incredibly tough to handle. Especially if he can cycle that with Fake Out with Blastoise or Mr. Right. The biggest threat, I thought, though, is setup T-Top. And I think Curse, with Cinny setting Trick Room, is going to be very difficult for me to stop. But I also think Dragon Dance is a real possibility. So, with all that in mind, this is the team I'm bringing. The duo to shut down the entrainment shenanigans, Whimsicott and Mega Gardevoir. I think Prankster Taunt on Whims is enough of a deterrent for him to just not bring the entrainment stuff. But as I said, Howlucha is still a big offensive threat on its own. So, with Tailwind, Mega Gardevoir outspeeds and can OHKO with a Moonblast. Hyper Voice isn't quite enough if he's bulky, so to be certain, I have to go for the Moonblast. And I honestly think I'm fine with trading Mega for Mega if he's paired it with Excadrill, since I'll have Tailwind up, and even in Sand, Excadrill isn't fast enough to outspeed my entire team in Tailwind. And if he's Mega Howlucha, he can't Mega T-Tar, and that thing becomes less, well, slightly less threatening. I decided to forego coverage on Guardy because outside of Arcanine and Excadrill, nothing on his team resists Fairy, and I don't want Guardy in front of Excadrill anyway. So instead, I've opted for Life Cube, which will become apparent why later on. Whims, I was initially going to go Focus Sash, so I could still have the offensive capabilities with the ability to take any one hit, but I later decided I wanted the Sash elsewhere. So instead, we're going Flying Resist Berry. With this bulk, we live a Brave Bird from Mega Howlucha and can respond by doing around 75% with the Moonblast, which should put it in range of just about anything. I went back and forth on the last move between Encore and Protect, but I feel like Encore is just too good a move to drop. Being able to throw a fade away Encore as she gets KO'd could have Whims completely seal up a game for us. The other dynamic duo in this matchup are the Fake Out twins, Kangaskhan and Toxicroak. I have a couple of really nice tech moves on this duo, so let's start with the Mighty Frog. Toxicroak is our Sash holder for this week. I originally dismissed Croak from this matchup. It's just too weak to too many things, thanks to that typing, but it also brings a ton of really nice tools. Poison Jab hits Sinister for some really nice damage, and Close Combat simply removes Mega Tyranitar from the game, and will almost do that at -1. Then we have Hold, which is the key thing for our Trick Room matchup this week. With Scrappy, Kang can Fake Out Sinister, and then the Croak can Taunt it to stop Trick Room going up. Even if he decides to protect Cinny, the Taunt is still there. And if he's Mental Herb, he's not a defensive item and can't switch the teacup around us freely. And thanks to the Sash, if he doesn't have T-Tar next to Sinister, and to be honest, even if he does, that Sash is intact, he can't stop the Taunt by just outspeeding. Tang was one of the first names on the team sheet this week, thanks to its ability to fake out Sinister. Scrappy also lets it ignore and intimidate from Arcanine, and Low Kick with this much investment will do close to 90% to Mega T-Tar. Even at max attack, it wasn't going to OHKO, so I decided to dial the attack back for the bump and give our girl a little bit of bulk, so that with a Chopple Berry, she can easily eat a close combat from Mega Howlucha and retaliate for over half with a double edge, which then crucially we don't die to recoil. That help was so important to me, since that means if there's a double up, the second attack doesn't get redirected into Kang's partner, or Otter will have to spend another turn KOing our girl. The double edge thing was actually quite funny. I looked at all of the coverage that Kang gets. Ice Punch would have been good, Fire Punch, Sucker Punch, Rock Slide maybe, even Earthquake to be honest. But none of them did more damage than double edge. Sure, we have to take recoil, but that fact let me rethink another part of my strategy for this week. Full tech on Rain Dance. Rain Dance, removing the sand, slows down extra drill, but more crucially, takes away the extra special bolt of Mega Tyranitar. Even if that's for 2 turns, it's game changing. And if we can use that to KO one of them, it's a momentum swing in our favor. And I feel like Kang is the last mon he'd think about running a weather move, which should give me at least 1 game's worth of surprise factor. This then enables pretty much the only decent mon I have in this matchup, Vaporeon. I thought about running Calm Mind on this, since I've got leftovers and Protect, but even with this amount of defensive investment, it's going to be tough to live long enough to not only get off the Calm Mind, but also to do some serious damage. To top it off, even with the +1, I'd need double the special attack to OHKO max HP Tyranitar in the rain. The thing is that fucking bulky. So I dropped Calm Mind for Yawn. Reasoning being, even if I'm not able to put offensive pressure on with Fish V, it's still providing something while on the field. I also thought about Hydro Miss or Muddy Water over Scald, but 1, in this matchup, missing even a single move could cost me the game. And 2, while Muddy Water is good spread damage, that burn chance on Scald is just too nice to pass up with all the physical mons opposite us. And if Stinny is on the field, I'm clicking Ice Beam anyway. That combination of Scald and Ice Beam is so nice here, since only Blastoise resists both. I thought about Shadow Ball over Beam because of that, but with Furfrou being immune and there being some silly techs I can potentially see in bringing on that thing, I don't think it'll come. I'm really not expecting it at all, but there's enough shenanigans he can pull with it that I have to respect it by not running Shadow Ball. The other thing is that T-Tar resists Shadow Ball, but doesn't resist Ice Beam. Finally, we've got a very standard Garchomp set. I'm not entirely set on who I'm going to Mega. Megachomp in Sand is pretty good here, and it doesn't OHKO T-Tar even with max attack Adamant and Sandfalls because of all those defense stats. But stomping will do around 80%, meaning that a double up from something should be enough to take the kaiju down. Not much to say about Chomp. It's a Chomp set. It's really good. This was one of those prep weeks that he spent so much time looking at it. I've almost definitely overthought it. The initial look was so horrifying that I couldn't leave it alone. I had to find some way of winning, even if it was just the slimmest of chances. And I think that this is probably my only chance of winning here. But as you can tell, I'm just not very confident. Bad matchup, lack of VGC practice, on top of my already shaky VGC knowledge, equals pretty certain defeat. What's he brought? Oh, he brought the Blastoise and he brought fucking Halucha. He didn't bring half the shit I bought. First room, Blastoise, Exca, Tito, Halucha. Okay. So, let me do that. Oh, what the fuck? Did I run out of time? Good job I locked it. Alrighty then. He's done with the play. Call that immediately. And I'm gonna borrow. Straight away. I had a feeling he would. Man, if I'd hyper-voiced. If I'd hyper-voiced. So he knows I'm going to switch now. So... my sash is going to get broken instantly. I'm gonna double switch.
The only thing that can punish this is a sword dance on it or a dragon dance on guitar. Which is a bit of a pain. He loses his potential slot. Take out you. Stopping. Read me like a freaking book. Read me like a freaking book. Okay, that's the drop doing speed. Guitar's got a head inside. With his entire team, he hasn't brought anything that I thought. Oh, that's a very quick 4-0. Oh god. Well, T-Tar's got ice punch as well. Yeah, he just went really anti-fucking everything I've got. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, did my OBS just crash? Shit.
Many unbearable hours later.
Great, I think I just lose. Cheeky bastard. I love it. I love the upper hand tech. Love it. Absolutely love it. Totally forgot that he got that move. I didn't even get the fucking Harucha. I read that correctly. The Halucha just protected. Yeah, backline can't really do much to me. Ooh, that's a lot of damage though. Yeah, it's enough. I just got outled. But he's very poorly on putting the work I thought he was going to do.
Well, that went even worse than I expected. And I expected it to be pretty bad. This was always going to be a team that either won really quickly or got blown up immediately. But that felt like two very, very fast games. Game 2 really wasn't helped by the disconnect, and then I was struggling to get my OBS back after the reset. It just was not picking up my Switch until I changed my capture card back to my old one. But take nothing away from Otter, he once again beat me in the builder. He didn't bring half of the pieces I expected, and game 2 had me so hard pinned on the lead that I'm honestly surprised I managed to get the 2 KOs I did. You could absolutely hear my confusion in the game 1 team preview. I barely looked at Furfru, and I did not expect to see Blastoise over Mr. Rhyme. I'm not sure what I could have done to stop it. I do think it was incredibly dumb to bring Toxicroak into a sand team. That one at least is on me. I just did not think about it. But besides that, the only thing I could have maybe done differently is to lead Vaporeon. But if I lead Vaporeon, it's hard for me to stop the entrainment stuff, which I didn't know till after the fact that he hadn't even brought it. And the funny thing is, the game 2 lead isn't a pin unless he has upper hand on Hawlucha, which again, I didn't know he had. So I can't be too down on myself for that. And that Tyranitar set is fucking crazy. No low kick? What are you doing in the King Gambit? I'm gonna go away and look at the footage again. So I'll be back in a bit.
2,000 years later.
Okay. Been and had a lot. I am recording this like the day after, so I had some time last night to think over it, but I forced myself to not watch the game back, even though I was supposed to do the results. I saw some issues in my approach to the matchup. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. Having infinite time to stare at the team preview is a wonderful thing. But you all know I like to always learn something from every match, whether it's a win or a loss, and yeah, boy, were there some learnings here. I'm not going to go over everything I noted down, that's a little much, but there were 2 main things I took away from it. 1, I was playing too passive. I was over-respecting his options into me and not forcing him to respect mine. Partly because I built the team very standard, but also because I didn't build the team aggressive enough. Number 2, I should have listened to Draco and brought King Gambit. If Toxicroak was good in this matchup, despite the typing, then King Gambit would have been even fucking better. It just puts on pressure from the team preview. And because Gambit is a steel type, I could have run a sash on it, and it wouldn't have got broken by the sand. Part of point one is Gardevoir. The spread was all wrong. Running no speed, I think, was a massive mistake. The way I was playing it here. I was over-respecting the Trick Room and not building it correctly as a trade piece. There was two ways I could have built Gardevoir. I either build enough speed to outspeed Adamant Excadrill in the sand, in Tailwind of course, which would allow me to get massive damage down on T-Tar if he makes that game one play. But that also, if he stays in on Howlucha, Oko's the bird. Obviously, if he's Jolly Excadrill, I lose my Mega and it's kind of game over. But that's then info I have going into game 2, and I can change things up accordingly. That's the draft way though. Build, counter build. He knows I can't outspeed Excadrill with Gardevoir. So he either has to keep me honest by going Jolly, or he takes the risk that I don't build that way and goes Adamant. I chose to respect his option and ended up adding a bunch of bulk on Guardy that by the time the match rolled around I didn't even know what it was for. The other option, and the option that I think I should have done, was to go max bulk on Guardy. This one was my favourite, and honestly, I think I should have run. That way, we live an Iron Head from Excadrill, if he's Jolly. Still Oko the Howlucha with Moonblast, because Guardy is just that fucking strong. Or do 50% to T-Tar on the switch. And the funny thing is, if it's 32 HP, 32 defense, we're still not guaranteed to die to Sand Chip at the end of the turn. And if we do, we've got a free switch. That's the learning I'm having to do with these Megas. I've never built with Megas before. Even most of the teams that I've run on Champions, I've either taken them as rentals or I've taken spreads and just read what they do. I've not sat there and built a Mega for myself yet. The majority of them gain so much offensive power when they Mega Evolve that you can afford to invest more in bulk to take the hits and still be able to dish out massive damage. Point 2. Oh, King Gambit. King Gambit, I did you dirty this week, my brother, and I promise it will not happen again. There were 2 sets I had in the builder before I decided to bring the frog instead. First up, Focus Sack. With max speed, max attack, adamant, we guarantee Oko Mega T-Tar with low kick. Unless he's near max bulk, and I mean like 29 points in defense. And thanks to the speed investment he would need to be able to outspeed a max speed King Gambit, he would need to be dialing back the bulk, which gives us great information for game 2. But because of the Focus Sash, he hits us with a low kick, we live, and then KO him right back with a low kick. The other funny thing with this is, if we are given a Defiant boost, we OHKO anything but a max Fizz Def Sinister with Kowtow. And that Kowtow is also close to an OHKO on Excadrill. Of course, that thing would be Sash as well, but it doesn't really matter. But still, the amount of pressure this thing puts on is ridiculous. And what's actually funnier is the next set and how good this would have been in the matchup. We have enough speed, outspeed a non-invested Mega T-Tar, and KO with low kick, even if they're max HP and 2 dumped into defense. But there's still enough bulk there to live a high horsepower from Excadrill and either KO with 2 sucker punches, or if we have a Defiant boost somehow, Kowtow is a roll to KO. So if it's taken any chip damage, we get rid of it immediately. The main thing stopping me from bringing this set was wanting the chopper on Kang, which is then what led me to Focus Sash on Gambit, which then became Focus Sash Toxicroak. But this set would have been fire. The main reason for me bringing Pro was the Trick Room matchup, but Sash Gambit would have also solved that matchup, and in some ways even better, depending on his lead, of course. He did say he had some fun tech with Arcanine plus Furfrou to deal with Gambit, which I think is probably raw on Furfrou, since that goes through the Protect. So I can't protect King Gambit and kill Arcanine with something else, because the Defiant boost is just gone. He just roars me out through the Protect. And if I don't protect King Gambit, then Arcanine either burns it with a Will-O-Wisp or comes very fucking close to KOing with a Flare Blitz. Either way, it neutralizes King Gambit with the Defiant boost. But Raw Furfrou was something I'd seen already in prep. It was one of the reasons I didn't bring Trick Room on Guardy. Thinking about it now, that Trick Room Guardy team idea was, that would have been so good here. It was Trick Room with Guardy and then use Vaporeon and King Gambit in Trick Room. One of the other things I found out was that a negative speed Mega Chomp would also have outsped a lot of his squad in Trick Room unless they were also min speed. And the more I think about it, the more that would have been great. That's knowing what he's brought now. At the time, I really thought he was going to go Trick Room, so I parked that idea. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. Learnings from week 1. Megas can be bulky. Don't overinvest in offense. And 2, always believe in the Gambit. Oh, and just when you think it couldn't get any worse for me, in week 2, I've got the number 1 team from our power rankings. This is, yet again, a horrendous schedule for me. The last couple of RDL seasons, my schedules have just been the 8 best teams in the league, one after the other after the other. So see you next week for episode 2 of Matt Takes a Beating.